In Lansing, Michigan, a city with one of the oldest and proudest automotive manufacturing traditions in North America, General Motors invested more than $500 million to build the finest manufacturing facility in the world. Here, in partnership with UAW 652, the skilled workers of Lansing will be able to build the highest quality cars in the world, incorporating the best and most competitive practices from around the globe. This is the story of hearts, hands, and a heritage of craftsmanship. This is the story of that plant and the breakthrough spirit of the team that builds the new Cadillac CTS.
The importance of the CTS and the role that we have in that really can't be understated or underestimated. The CTS really is the first car product that's able to bring the art and science theme together in the image of the Evoque concept car from a number of years ago. That is the image that Cadillac is creating of that merger of art and science and the leadership role, the enthusiasm we used to create in buyers of what is Cadillac going to do next year, what edgy thing we're going to see.
The first thing that made everything roll for Lansing was the workforce we have in place today. Everything they do from a quality level, from a cost level. So that made the job easy. The corporation come to us with an agreement. It was an agreement that we'd always looked for. It was an agreement to give people the right to do the job, to make decisions and what have you. So a combination of, I think, progressive unions, good management leadership here locally, good managers that they put in place for the new Cadillac plant. It was an easy job.
And we have people that are part of the salaried organization from our China startup team, from Poland, from Spain, from Germany, from South America, from Quebec in Canada. I think we have 9 different languages that people spoke in their last job before coming here when they went to work in the morning.
There are many other people who have experience in the Toyota production system, in the Nissan production system, Subaru, North America, General Motors International Operation. So all of these people working together for more than 2 years, we have been able to bring what we consider the best of the best practices.
Some of our competitors don't necessarily produce their luxury products in lean plants, so that's not a direct link, but it links in with quality because we talked about lean, low cost, highest quality, and that fits perfectly with where the CTS is going. It's going to be the highest quality entry in the market.
At LGR's 544,000 square foot body shop, it takes almost 7 hours for 320 advanced new robots to weld the stampings and fabricated steel components into a complete body in white.
We take the stampings or the sheet metal parts from the dies, which are shipped into the plant, and then we assemble them by welding the parts together and bolting the parts into the vehicle to complete a sheet metal structure of the vehicle.
What is the process, the elements, the tool, the method we use into our manufacturing system in order to produce quality, and where? In the station. And this is by following what we call our quality motto: don't build, don't ship, don't accept any defects.
What we wanted to do is have each of our teams responsible for the quality that they have in station. That's one of our mottos is do not accept, build, and ship a defect. So we give gauges to all our production people to check what their work is as they ship it out.
The millimeter fit is so important because that, we want to protect our customer and make sure that they don't have any troubles with air noise, wind noise, water leaks, the proper door fit. So when they close the door, it's really easy for them.
Before we even had a chance to hire any salaried people, we started with 7 hourly people. And as we've added people on, the people that came on first were kind of the role models and kind of the mentors for the people that came on board after them. And whether they're salary or hourly, there's no real difference. I mean, we've had hourly people that train salary people as to what the process is and some of the things that we do. And I was kind of skeptical as to could we get everybody to come in as one family and work together. And it's been a lot easier than I thought.
Cadillac is all about quality, and this is Cadillac's new baby. So particularly for me, I want this to represent the best GM has to offer.
The 616,000 square foot paint shop has been designed to support General Motors' global effort to standardize its paint process. It takes 9 hours for each body to move through the steps required to produce a superior paint finish for the CTS.
There is a very good mix of art and science here in the paint department. is as much as we have the finest of spray applicators and robots and very highly controlled processes, it doesn't leave out the fact that we still have team members on the line that have to read the color, they have to read the appearance, they have to read the car that's in front of them and perform their work, the handwork, very, very well.
It is absolutely critical that we have a very clean environment in order not to have paint defects. Dirt tends to be the #1 defect in a paint job, and we have to do everything that we can to prevent it. We also have, throughout the paint department, we have air showers that people actually walk through, and that blows off any kind of debris, lint that's on the outside of someone's clothing.
Certainly if there's one focal point that I would bring somebody in, it would be the polish and finesse process behind us. That's where all the work of all the team members, of all the engineers, of all the designers really come and show itself.
The defects can be finessed out. They'll sign off that paint finish meets our quality standard, and then they'll ship it across to the deck that I'm standing on right now, which is Q2, and that's the quality gate in the paint shop. That is run by the quality organization. So we actually have 2 quality checks before we ship anything out of this department.
The next person down the line is my customer, not necessarily the person who buys it off a dealer's lot. So, and the person up the line is, I'm their customer. So everybody has a customer here. We're trying to please every customer that we have.
Following the polish and finesse process is a very unique foam process where we actually inject a 2-component foam into the interior cavities of the car so that we can dampen the ground noise and road noise for the customer.
We came in with the highest technology out there on the market today. We're using the highest quality paint that we've got. And you can take all those things, and that's just one piece of the puzzle. The main catalyst to that puzzle is the people.
We have an extremely enthusiastic workforce who really are dedicated to high quality. All of the enablers that we need to have the highest paint quality are here, and we're going to do it.
I want to be where people are doing things that make a difference. And these people make a difference. They don't question things. They look at it for the integrity of the vehicle, the integrity of the customer, and the integrity of each other. As team members, they have to work with each other, and they want to be a support mechanism, but they galvanize their daily activities with how they work with each other and how the process flows. And when one team member falls down, you've got another one there that's going to pick them up and go with it.
Cars entered the 617,000 square foot general assembly area after work is completed in the body and paint shops. It takes 9 hours to complete the assembly process, which turns the painted sheet metal shells into completed cars.
When the car comes into general assembly, it's coming from paint, so it's a painted sheet metal shell, if you will. And then general assembly is where all the assembly of all of the other components, pieces come together.
Building the car it involves a series of standardized steps. And we use the phrase doing the dance to impress on people's minds that combining a physical motion that's repeatable with a mental action of building the car is important. So we try to combine the physical action with the step of building the car so that it is impressed in your mind and is repeatable. The act of inspecting your own work is tied in with building the car. So we ask people to touch things, pull on them, see if it's tight, not just look and say, yeah, I got it.
CTS chassis and powertrain subcomponents from our just-in-time inventory system arrive at LGR for assembly on automated guided vehicles, which move from workstation to workstation.
Just-in-time is the whole process between the supplier all the way to the end customer. Each sequence supplier is a tier 1, and they came to Lansing Grand River, participated in our GMS or Global Manufacturing System classes. They learned what we did. If you can shorten the lead time, shorten the inventory in there, you can save costs for both the supplier and General Motors, so you both win in this partnership.
The assembly of components using robotic guided vehicles is a ballet between operators and machines that pace the rhythm of the CTS assembly process throughout the plant.
The workstation information boards is a tool, visual management, and it's also a problem-solving tool. It shows us what team member is doing the job, and we rotate on all the jobs. It also allows us to break up the elements into non-value and value-added time. It gives us an easy way to move elements around between the different operations to balance our jobs, so they're doable.
Every team member in our process is an inspector. When they do their job, they know very clearly what are the critical aspects of their operation. So as they're assembling it, they know exactly how it's supposed to go. So at the end of the line, or various parts in our process, we don't have inspectors or an inspection process to inspect in quality. We have quality confirmation. The final process area, which is the end of our line, so to speak, several distinct components or functions that occur in the final process. The first is the wheel alignment and headlamp aim. From the headlamp aim, it goes into a process that we call the dynamic vehicle testing, or DVT. Test many of, not all the mechanical, electrical functions to include braking. When that vehicle walks out of the DVT with an okay to run, you know it's a good vehicle ready for the road. Our inline water test is something very new here for us at General Motors in Lansing, if not the whole corporation. It's a 100% 2-minute test, all vehicles. The car rolls through. At the end of that, an inspector checks all the critical areas for any leakage. Any leaks whatsoever, even the slightest bit of dampness, will go around to a repair station, be repaired, and come right back through and test it again. After the water test, it goes to the care line. White lights, several of our quality team members checking everything that you can imagine.
Our team does the exterior checks. We check for any paint mutilations, door fits, hood and fender fits, front fits, something that a customer, would notice.
Off the care line, it goes right into a squeak and rattle test. It's a series of unevenness and bumps and rolls in the concrete inside the building that's meant to test a variety of road surfaces the car will be driven on. The drivers that drive these have, I'm going to call it calibrated ears, so if there's a squeak, they're going to find it.
I want to build a quality car. That's my future, and I want to please the customer.
They have a connection to their job that they have never had before, something they've always wanted. And we've given them that opportunity to have that connection. So they are fiercely proud of the job they do and of the quality that that job will render.
The folks here absolutely know how to build cars. There's a long heritage of that operation. Yes, we have new buildings, we have new product, but the people are very experienced. So they're able to find solutions that we need quite readily because they're experienced and they've done this kind of thing before. The willingness to work together is tremendous here. Always an idea how we can make something better and fast.
As you know, our workforce is built up of small communities, second, third generation workers. So we've always had a family, if you will.
We have a long history in Lansing, a history that goes back in some families 3 and 4 generations strong, where people have a lot of pride in coming to work for General Motors.
I hired in when I was 17 years old, right out of high school, and the only thing I did was work on a farm before I came here. My father worked here 39 years. He hired in, went to the military for 4 years, come back, and was here 39 years. My mother worked on the salary side of it, and she was a clerk, and she retired from GM. My sister works there, myself. I've had uncles. And if you want to talk about, the different generations, I wish my grandfather could see the changes that they've met, today versus when he hired in.
And when I look at the staff we have, we are a very, very diverse group. We represent many races, many colors, both sexes, with a tremendous background that's come together to form, this Lansing Grand River team that we're so proud of today.
I believe we're setting the standard here for the next generation of General Motors plants, not only in the quality we're going to build, but in the level of relationship and teamwork.
All of us in General Motors, both from a salary standpoint and hourly standpoint, have to continually look at Lansing, look at the leadership skills that the hourly people have, look at our J.D. Powers Awards, our Harbor Awards, and just see how skilled people can be if you give them the tools to run the business.
These people, are part of my, family. I work with them. You get to be very, very close, spend a lot of time with them. and therefore we build a quality car because we take a lot of pride in building these cars.
I'm really excited to be here and be a part of this. I also came from the South Plant, and it's just wonderful to have an input into something that you're doing.
I double check my quality. I'm always checking to make for sure that I do my job correctly, and if I see a problem, I take care of it.
Because I have 20 years experience, most people here have at least 15 years, so we know what's going on. And I think it's a great idea to let us get involved.
This whole concept of what I think General Motors is trying to do here in Lansing needed to be done many years ago, and I hope we're a catalyst for the other plants to come, because opportunities for the world to see that we do produce a world-class car for not just Americans, but everybody in this global economy that we're striving to reach. We can produce that, and we will do it, and we will do it successfully with everybody that's inside this department as well as outside in Lansing Grand River. It's a team, and that's where we start.
If I want to really brag about the plant, I just introduce them to somebody. Introduce them to a team member, go out to a team leader and say, hey Howard, tell them about your job. Tell them what your team does. What parts do you put on a car? Show them the work that you've helped develop, your jobs, to do this part of the operation. Tell them what part of the car you're responsible for. Never been let down.
Large flag you can see to my rear here. They bought that. They took up a collection. They arranged to have it hung. They asked me if we could take time out to do a ceremony to unveil the flag. One of our team members is a vocalist. He sang the national anthem. Everybody in unison, in their own way, joined in and unfurled the flag. What it told me was these people here, there's something right here that's genuine, that's sincere, that they want to do a good job. They're passionate about it. And all that we have to do, the leadership of our organization, is provide